See, this is exactly what I mean when I mention the left setting unobtainable, unrealistic standards of living for our current situation. They can't even do it themselves.
We've got to cut through the noise.
Welcome back to The Noise with Nick. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you have the little ring-a-ding bell on all notifications so you don't miss next time that I upload. I realize I might be interrupting your Thanksgiving, so if that's the case, go back to dinner. What are you doing here? Wait, are we in the bathroom? What are you trying to get out of an awkward conversation with your weird uncle, aren't you? Let me say this very first and foremost. I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, whether you're with your family and friends physically, virtually, or not at all. I don't really care, because you know why? It's not up to me. It's I don't make those rules. And you know who else doesn't get to make those rules? Your government. It's not their job. Don't let them convince you otherwise. And you know why it's not their job? Because they can't even live up to the rules themselves that they're trying to set for everybody else. Nothing new here, folks. Really. Denver's Democrat mayor blasted over his response to violating his own coronavirus recommendations. We've seen this so many times. I mean, honestly, I've done at least 5 videos on this. Mayor Michael Hancock faced widespread backlash on Wednesday after he ignored his own COVID recommendations by getting on a flight to allegedly go visit family members. After he warned families in his city not to travel because of the pandemic, he sent out a tweet before his flight, 30 minutes before he was caught flying out of state. He tweeted this, and here's his tweet. And before we read this, we do want to recognize that in his profile, he does have the mask on. So that's how you know he takes things very seriously. I'm noticing a trend here. Gavin Newsom has the mask on in his profile pic, and he was recently doing the same thing, ignoring his own recommendations. Here's the tweet: "Pass the potatoes, not COVID. Stay home as much as you can, especially if you're sick. Can't argue with that. Host virtual gatherings instead of in-person dinners. It's up to you. Avoid travel if you can." There's the dinger. "Order your holiday meal from a local eatery. Shop online with a small business for Black Friday." We're going to get into that subject in a later time, but it's funny how the left has postured themselves as being the party for the people and small businesses. Remember when AOC and her squad ran out Amazon from building new headquarters in New York City? Well, guess what? Multi-billion corporations like Walmart and Amazon are experiencing unprecedented profits this year thanks to the shutdowns that the government has enforced. And small businesses, not doing so well. Isn't it sad that we live in a day and age where people feel the need to apologize? You actually feel the need to apologize for going to visit your own family members? In his apology, "I fully acknowledge that I have urged everyone to stay home and avoid unnecessary travel. I've shared how my family canceled our plans for our traditional multi-household Thanksgiving celebration." I don't know if they got a buffet style going on here. Your house does the desserts. Your house does the turkey. Everybody avoid that one if you're like me. "We're going to have stuffing at Aunt Karen's house." Oh, wait. Oh, no, you're doing virtual? Okay. Everybody bring your own stuffing. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm just kidding. I know what multi-household means. "What I did not share," he says, "but should have, is that my wife and my daughter have been in Mississippi, where my daughter recently took a job. As the holiday approached, I decided it would be safer for me to travel to see them than have 2 family members travel back to Denver." Sure. I gotta be honest, I don't really care. I don't really care if your daughter and your wife come to Denver. I don't really care if you go to Mississippi to go visit them. It doesn't really matter to me. And you know why that's not a problem? Because I'm not the one that's telling people that they shouldn't go see their family members on Thanksgiving. I don't think that's something that we should do. I just don't think that's a good idea generally to set up the government with that kind of power. Because I'll tell you what, if they do it once, they're going to do it again. And the next time they do it, it's going to be for not as justifiable a reason. He says, I recognize that my decision has disappointed many who believe it would have been better to spend Thanksgiving alone. No, I don't believe that, in fact. If you can, go. You know what? My wife and I, we live in Europe right now. It's not really an option to go back and see family. So you know what I say? When you can, do it. As a public official whose conduct is rightly scrutinized for the message it sends to others, I apologize to the residents of Denver who see my decision as conflicting with the guidance to stay at home for all but essential travel. I made my decision as a husband and father, and for those who are angry and disappointed, I humbly ask you to forgive decisions that are born of my heart and not my head. What a bunch of rubbish. Hey, dude, go visit your daughter and your wife. You shouldn't be scrutinized publicly for that, and you certainly shouldn't have to come out and apologize for loving your family and wanting to see them. That's what I say. You can hate me all you want. I don't care. You know what my question of the day is? Because the phrase that comes to my mind is actions speak louder than words. And you know what we've seen a lot lately of? A lot of people in public office letting their actions do the speaking for them. Because they've been doing a lot of speaking, but then their actions directly contradict what they've been speaking. We have Governor Gavin Newsom. We have the mayor of Chicago. We have the mayor of Denver. These are major cities, huge states. So why, I ask, are so many public officials seemingly just going on with their normal lives after preaching to the public, let's be honest, the peasants, about where and how we should spend our holidays? They just do whatever the poop they want, don't they? And instead of having the forethought to think, hey, I'm in the public image, I've been preaching about COVID safety, maybe it's not such a good idea if I literally do the exact opposite of what I've been saying and what I've been telling everyone else to do. Instead, they just do it anyways. And you know why they do that? Because they know that they'll get away with it. They'll get away with it. But he had to come out and apologize for it. He got some heat from that, man. The mayor of Chicago had to go on air and explain why she was at a public Biden rally, and then telling people not to go out for Thanksgiving. After a very heartfelt 5-minute apology, he's not going to face any serious repercussions for this. His office is not at stake. They're not going to face any serious damage to their career because of their decisions right now. They're literally saying with their actions that they don't value or even give one little iota about what they and the rest of their power-hungry, let's be honest, slightly less than average attractiveness COVID squad have been saying. And yet they'll get away with it. They'll get reelected. They'll get where they want to go. I guarantee you that. Hey there. If you're wondering why I'm smiling, it's because I'm coming to you from the land of the past where America was still free. Just kidding. Kind of. Not really. If you enjoyed this content, you can subscribe right there. You can also watch anything that's may or may not be flying over my head at this very moment.